Hello and welcome to our Monday math lesson. So today we are doing subtraction with fractions. So, that kind of rhymed, subtraction, fraction, a little bit. So, we are going to be doing 5 different problems, and at the end they are subtraction with mixed numbers and regrouping. So on your lesson plans, you'd have seen that was today's skill that I wanted you to try. So if you're here, that means that you want examples, which is awesome. I love that. So what you're going to get, these are all problems that count for your math lesson as long as you pause the screen and solve on your own first. So at least try it, right? Like no one is watching you, right? So maybe your parents are there. Hi, if they are. But just try it. This is your chance to make mistakes, right? If you make a mistake, it's okay. We're going to learn from it. All right, so here we go. So 6/12 minus 4/12 is your first one. So go ahead and pause your screen and solve. All right, so for this one, since the denominators are the same, 12 and 12, we can make our denominator 12, and we can leave it like that. And then all we're going to do is take 6 minus 4, which is 2. Now, we've been working on simplifying, so if this is your first math video for fractions in a while, we've been practicing this term called simplify. So that means that we are reducing this fraction to the smallest numbers possible. So we're going to divide the top and the bottom by the same number to simplify it. Because on a test in 5th grade, you might see the question that says simplify, and you need to know what that means. And you need to be able to see that, wait, I got this right, it's 2/12, but 2/12 isn't an option there. Well, that's because you need to simplify, you need to reduce it. So we're going to divide the top and the bottom divided by 2, because whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom to make an equivalent fraction. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. So your answer is 1/6. Now, 2/12 is correct, unless they say to simplify, then 1/6 would be your answer for that one. So if you got either of those, 2/12 or 1/6, high five. So on the next one, I want you to double check. Is there a way that I can divide the top and the bottom by the same number? So go ahead and see, but this one's a little bit trickier. So go ahead and pause and solve. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I think in my brain, I see 13 minus 3 first. So 13 minus 3 would be 10. So 10 fifteenths minus 2 fifteenths is kind of what you get there. Now, you could have done 13 minus 2, which would have given you 11 fifteenths minus 3. But for some reason in my brain, that just looks like sloppier. I don't know why. But so I like the even numbers here. Whichever way you do it, you're going to get the same answer, hopefully. So 10 minus 2 is 8. Just like 3, or 11 minus 3 is 8. So you would have gotten the same answer. So 8 fifteenths. Now, if you tried to divide the top and the bottom by the same number, would you have found any that would have worked? No, right? They cannot be divided by the same number. 8 and 15, there's nothing that we can multiply by them to get the other number. So we have to leave it. This is simplify already for you. It can't go any smaller than 8 and 15. Like they both can't be divided by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so on. So 8 fifteenths is your answer for this one. The next one is where you're going to have to start to regroup. So go ahead and try it on your own, just like last week. All right, so if you're stuck and you're like, Miss McCarthy, I have no idea. Well, that's okay. I'm going to refresh your brain, and maybe for the next two, you'll say, oh, I remember that. So let's try it. So for this one, I'm going to break apart the 1. Now, the 1 is what we know with 1. It means that it's 10 tenths. So if I take out 10 tenths, that's 1. Now, if you take 10 tenths away from 1, there's going to be none left. So we would have 0 tenths. So we don't even need to worry about that 0 tenths. Don't need to worry about it. But we need to add the 10 tenths plus the 6 tenths, which gives you 16 tenths. And then you can subtract 16 tenths minus 7 tenths. So if you did not understand the regrouping part and you were stuck there, go ahead and pause it now and solve. Solve that. All right, so now what I'm going to get is 9 tenths. So 16 minus 7 is 9 tenths. So you hopefully got that one correct after we took a moment to fix our answer if we were stuck up here. But when the bottom is bigger, the 7's bigger than the 6, you can't just subtract them. So you have to borrow, you have to break it apart. So that's what you're going to have to do on the next one as well. So now you know you're going to have to break that whole number apart. So here is your next one. It is 2 3/5 minus 1 4/5. So just as a little hint, I'll get you started. You have to break that 2 apart. So go ahead and pause and solve. All right, so you should have broke the 2 apart and you should have gotten 5/5 as your 1. And then what would be left over would be 1, right? We would have 1 left over because 1 minus 1 is 1. So we should have 1 plus 1, right? 5/5 is equal to 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. But we want to add in that 3/5 there. We want to make it all one number. We're basically making it into an improper fraction. We're going the opposite way. So we are going to get 1 8/5 now. If we look at it like that. Well, I guess it's not improper. It's still a mixed number, but there's an improper fraction in there. So 1 8/5 minus 1 4/5. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our whole number and subtract. So 1 minus 1 is 0. And then 8 minus 4 is 4. And our denominator stays the same. So our final answer is 4/5. We don't have to write that 0 if you don't want to. I just do it just to hold my place to know that I've already subtracted my mixed numbers. But your final answer would be 4/5. All right, last one. Now, if you're doing these problems and you are thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, this does not make any sense to me, I am more than willing to create our own Google Meets together. We can meet one-on-one and we can work on these problems where I watch you do it and then I can help you fix it if you're doing it wrong. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to me. I'm happy to set up a time where we can work on different fraction problems. If you are like, Miss McCarthy, I feel like this is a foreign language to me. I feel like I'm drowning. I don't understand it at all. Please reach out. I would love to meet with you and help you out with this. So the next one though, now this one again, you're gonna have to break up the 4 because the 7 is bigger than the 6. So I'm gonna start you there. Break up that 4 and go ahead and try it. All right, so I'm gonna make the 4 a 10/10, and then what would be left over would be 3. So I would essentially have 3 10/10, which if I fixed it all and made it pretty, it would be 4, right? Because 10/10 is equal to 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. We don't want to forget about that 6/10, so we want to add that in as well. So what we're going to have is 3 16/10 minus 2 7/10. So we want to take the whole number first. So 3 minus 2, which is 1. And then 16 minus 7, which I did not even mean to do that, but same as before, is 9. And then my denominator is 10. So my answer is 1 9/10. All right, and that is your math lesson for today. So again, if you're stuck, please reach out to me. I am happy to meet with you one-on-one so that we can try to get these so that you are like, you got them down pat. All right, have a great day. I will see you tomorrow where we will be doing equivalent fractions. See you then.